This is Michael Gerace with Clearview Sewer Cams, and we are. Oh, I don't know. It's still recording. This is Michael Gerace with Clearview Sewer Cams. It is February 5th, 2020, and we are at 31766 Oak Ranch Court, Westlake Village, California. And this is the front of the property. We're going to begin running a sewer inspection through the 4-inch ABS plastic mainline cleanout that's in the planter area at the front of the house, just to the right of the front door. So we're going to begin right now. We're going to pause for a moment. We're going to zero out our camera. We're zeroed out, and this is our 4-inch ABS plastic cleanout at the front of the house. So we're going to go ahead. It's a two-way cleanout. So we're going to begin running out toward the city sewer. I'm going to pull it back for just a second. We've got ABS plastic. We want to double check this because it looks orange to me. And I think we might have gotten a whole lot of debris. And it does look like we've got a whole lot of debris on the camera lens. Probably going to have to put this camera down in there and then wash our camera lens off once we get in, because there is a lot of debris down in the bottom. Okay, we're down in the bottom. We're going to go ahead and run some water real quick for a moment. So we've got a hose right here, so we're going to use a hose. We're going to shove it down in the clean out and try and rinse the line out real quick. Get a good bit of water running down in here. Flush this line. Keep it on. Gonna get a good bit of water in the line and just really flush it out well. We've got our camera lens pretty well cleared right now. If we need to, we may run some more water. We're going to keep running in where it appears that we're transitioned into PVC, white PVC plastic sewer piping. Just going to keep pushing down the line. Take a look at the line. We've probably got some long lengths of white PVC plastic sewer piping. I would imagine it's probably going pretty straight out from what it looks like. Didn't see any turns. Probably out somewhere around 50 to 60 feet before we hit the city sewer. Sometimes that'll vary, it just all depends if we get a turn in here anywhere. We're on the property now. We're in the property sewer line, which appears to be a 4-inch plastic white PVC sewer line. That joint appears to be in fair condition. Everything looks to be in fair condition and maintainable at this point. And we're going to be out a little bit further than what I had figured, looks like. Still going out. And making a turn. Another turn. And we're going to stop. We're going to pause and locate this area. Kill Mike. Okay, we are at the end of the driveway area. adjacent to the street, right where the concrete swale is. And we are at approximately 5 foot 7 inches deep. So we're going to continue to run out into the city sewer. We should have about another 30 feet. The line is a whole lot longer than what I perceived it to be. That joint appears to be in fair condition. Those joints appear to be in fair condition. We're making a turn, and I think we're dropping into the city sewer now. Looks like we're rolling into what looks to be SDR piping, and that is the city sewer. We're going to pause and locate this area real quick. Okay, we've located this area, and it's right along the concrete swale, about 15 to 20 feet from the driveway apron area, where the driveway apron area ends. So we're just going to keep running out a ways just to make sure that we are in the city sewer, because city sewer manholes appear to be in the middle of the street. So it's just kind of odd that we're running along the swale. Okay, we're going to pause for a moment. Got to run some more water to push out. Okay, we've got water running, and we're going to go ahead and try and push out again once we have the water flowing past us real good, but we're out 100 feet. We're just going to run a little bit further, try and see if we do drop in somewhere. Try to clear that camera lens a little bit. And I believe we're butted in possibly to the city sewer right there. We're going to try and clear this camera lens some more. There we go. Just got a little bit of film on that lens. Okay, there we go. Nice and clean. Got a lot of debris in this line, which makes it very difficult. Looks like we're making a turn right here, and could be the drop into the city. And there we're dropping into the city. You can see that we're dangling here. There's kind of an odd sewer line running along the front of the property, just along the swale, which is very odd for a city lateral in the street to run, but it is. We're going to stop one more time. We're going to locate this area, just confirm that we're in the city sewer, but from what we can see, the camera's dangling. Generally, when it starts dangling, that's the drop into the city sewer. So we're going to pause for a moment. Okay, we're in the city sewer. We are right in the middle of the street now, and we are at approximately 8 foot deep. So we're going to begin pulling back now, and that's the saddle area. That all looks good. And this appears to be black ABS plastic or poly piping. You can't really tell a whole lot of difference between the ABS plastic and the poly, except that the poly joints are generally rolled, and that does look like a rolled joint. So it's very possible that that's a black poly piping. And then we transition back to a green SDR fitting. Right here, you can see it's green around that edge of the fitting. And then also, we're transitioning back to white PVC. So now we're back up on the property again. And we viewed this on the way out. The rest of that looked good coming back. Going to take a look at all this piping on the way back. Make our turns. Those turns look good. They look to be in fair condition and maintainable condition. Don't see much wrong with the piping. Right here we got a little buckle in the piping. Just a tiny bit. You can see there's a little bubble right there to your right. And that's because it's thin PVC piping, and you will get a little bit of a bubbling in it when you get some tree roots possibly, or possibly even just the way that it was laid. It's hard to tell because we've had it where they bowed it a little bit putting it in, and you get a little tiny wrinkle in it like that. But we don't see any roots coming through. We don't see any breaks. That joint appeared to be in fair condition. Everything so far looks to be in pretty decent condition, pretty fair condition, and maintainable. Another little tiny wrinkle right there, a little bubble. In time, these areas may need to be repaired. This is right in front of us. It is in the driveway area. It's underneath the concrete. And so was the other joint. It was under the concrete down by the apron area. Worst case scenario, a small area would have to be opened up down at the bottom of the driveway apron area, and an area right where the main line cleanout is, and pull a trenchless sewer line in the future. But right now, roots aren't coming through. There's a little tiny bubble there too. You can see it where the water's going over. It's right here at the bottom of the screen. You get these bubbles in it, as I said, because of roots pushing up against the pipe, or just the way possibly it was installed. This piping is not the thickest type of piping that you could use for a sewer line. We generally use a poly piping now, or thick ABS plastic piping. And it's pretty heavy gauge. You're not going to get any bubbling like that in poly piping or ABS plastic piping. Okay, we're going to pull our hose out now. We're going to pull that out, and we're coming back toward our main line cleanout. We're just going to try and see if we can run up the line. I don't know that we can. We may not be able to get the camera to go that way. Yeah, looks like we did. We're just going to run up a little ways, and then we're going to run some water in the house for a moment. See if we can clear it. And we're at the end of the line. I can't really run any further. So we're going to try and run some water and clear the camera lens.
How's it look?
Pretty decent. Okay, we've cleaned the camera lens off about as much as we can. We're going to begin pulling back slowly. This is our inlet at the furthest point. We begin pulling back slowly. Just got some debris in the bottom of the piping, as I said, which is normal. It's going to build up a little bit in the ABS plastic, but the debris, once it gets to a certain point, generally it'll wash through. Does appear right here that we may have a little bit of a belly because the water's just swirling right there. It's not really flowing great. See, it's going back and forth a little bit. So we got a little tiny belly in there. Not bad. And then get right past that little area, that one area, and now it's flowing downhill good. So it's a very, very small belly. Nothing to be concerned about. Continue to pull out. Got long lengths of ABS plastic, waste piping. Don't see any major roots or major breaks or anything in the line. Look to be in pretty good condition. Joint looks to be in pretty fair condition. We're coming back toward our mainline cleanout, and we're going to pull up and out of our mainline sewer cleanout at this point, and we're going to conclude our video waste line and our video sewer line inspection.